Blessings, blessings, and more blessings. All right, to every one of you out there in the social world, this video, this live stream is specifically to show you guys WinGrants, the product that I have been creating and designing. And I know that there are people who have been in my DMs asking me about this. So if you see this live video, that's exactly what is going to be the topic. Okay. So a few weeks ago, all right, it's been 30 days since I told everybody about this app that I'm creating called WinGrants. And I'm out here branding, trying to get this thing in order. But I wanted to kind of give an update because I have been creating this John in solitude, you know. I am literally coding it myself, right? Like I have never made software to this extent, right? But obviously with the advancement of technology, I'm like, oh, bet I'm gonna I'm gonna build it myself. I felt like it would be easier for me to do that because it has evolved so much. And this is a tool that you could use to create automatic dashboards for the grants that you apply for. Why is this important? So when you go to apply for a grant, now you could just take the URL of the grant, put it into WinGrants, and it will give you an entire analysis to show you how to win the opportunity. Instead of you looking at it and being like, oh, I don't know what to write, or I don't know what they're looking for, or whatever the case may be, you could use WinGrants. You know, you could just literally copy and paste the URL, put it on there, and be able to see what is like how to set yourself up for success. Now, I have the pipeline fully running, and I actually want to show what it looks like when you put one of the grants in. Of course, if you are on I have a few, I'm like live on a few different platforms. So if you're on YouTube or if you're on Twitch, just comment in the chat any of the grants that you're working on right now. Blessings, Mr. Keys. Nice seeing you. You feel me, my guy? Comment any of the grants that you're working on right now, because let's put it through the software and see what it looks like and what it does. So I'm going to see if I can find a grant so that I can kind of just show you guys what this process looks like. Okay. I wanted to find one that had like a little bit of weight to it, because I think famous Amos had a $50,000 grant going on right now, but I'm pretty sure that it closes today. I'm pretty sure that it closes on June 1st. So I got to see if, oh wait, this one looks like a good grant. Okay, I don't know what this is, but we're going to go through this. Okay, I'm going to show you guys this. How do I, where's my other one? Okay, so we're going to try this on an accelerator program. So this works for anything, whether it's a pitch competition, accelerator, grant, whatever the case that you may be going for. So, right, I found this one accelerator called Forest Accelerator. I don't really know anything about it. You click on here, you click analyze. As soon as you do that, the platform is going to go through the entire process of learning about this particular opportunity. So it's going to be researching the website. It's going to be going through the founder, the team members, any of the people who've won in the past. Like if you see people who've won in the past, that is your key to understanding what your chances are. Like it's not what they say. Like when you go for these grants and they're like, okay, cool, we'll give 100K to, you know, somebody who's in tech. But then when you look at the people that they selected in the past, they actually choose products that are in consumer based goods, or, you know, they kind of focus on a certain kind of technology or something like that. Like it would save you so much time to understand the opportunities before you actually apply to them. So the research process that happens on WinGrants takes anywhere between 45 to 95 seconds. And largely over the course of the 30 days that I've been working to develop this app, it has been working to get that time down, because I'm looking through everything. When I'm telling you, like when we go through an opportunity, it is through the entire website. It's through the entire foundation, like the history of that particular organization. And then I'm doing searches on, you know, press, on news coverage, on their YouTube channels, like everything that I could find to give you a strategic advantage in order for you to win. There's going to be two different kinds of people who apply to opportunities in the future: the ones that use WinGrants and the ones that don't. Okay. It's going to be a difference between you two. It's going to be very clear and very abundant. All right. And I want that to be as obvious as possible when people are when people are applying for different opportunities. So let me know in the chat, like, if you are a nonprofit, if you're, freelance entrepreneur, whatever you got going on in your existence right now, let me know what you're doing. Let me know what you're doing inside the chat. If you're looking for bread, if you're trying to fund the dreams. Let me see what this is going on. Because now you about to, of course, what is the time on? Okay, we're at 2 minutes on this one. And I'm going to be opening, fingers crossed, because the pipeline is fully functioning at this point. But like, I'm going to be opening beta access to the app likely in the next 2 weeks. I think probably within the next 2 weeks, and I'll take on 25 users. Right now, I got to see how many people we have on the wait list. I got to see how many people we got on the wait list. Y'all want to see this? Hold up. Let's see here. Right now, we have 354 people on the wait list. 354. Shout out to every one of y'all. Shout out to every one of y'all, because that's crazy. And I think I maybe posted like bird. Come on. You're doing too much bird. Too much bird activity happening. Go ahead. You good? I don't know if they can see you. I think they can see you. You in the frame now. Okay, so we have performing artist who wants to get paid. Accurate. Sorry, I don't know if that was loud in your ears. That's exactly what we going for. You know what I'm saying? What up, Mr. Keys? You know what I'm saying? Always dropping gems, bro. We here for it. And honestly, the thing about it is that I can only operate at like such a specific capacity, right? I only got a bird. I only got a certain amount of energy, right? Which is why I'm developing this app, so that it's something that can function in a way that anybody who's like looking for something, they can immediately just be able to search it. I have no idea why it's taking this long. This is not good. But this is also, by the way, why I be telling, like, this right here is a prime example why it's been 30 days since I've been developing this product, because that the research process is so different across every one of the different opportunities that people can go for. But you know what? Let me just come out of this, because it's just going to update as soon as it's done. So when it is, I'm going to just go through the different opportunities that are currently on WinGrants, right? So anytime somebody actually does search an opportunity, it then gets added to a database. And inside of this database is going to have all the information. So let me show you one of the ones that I did in the past, and then we'll pull up the accelerator. Let me look real quick on who's here. All right, so performing artist who wants to get away. What kind of performing artist? That's important, because if you let me know what your specific craft or art form is, I'm going to see if I can find a grant on this live that you can apply for and get paid. That's going to be a challenge of mine. So let me know, Marsha. I'm assuming, but also correct me if I'm saying it wrong. Okay, next up, Nurture Goddess, Fun Dreams, Building Community Workshops. That is fire. I feel like there are a lot of opportunities for community-driven activities, mainly because people are trying to get more in real life experiences happening. So let me know what kind of community workshops you want to build. And the reason why I'm asking everybody to get a bit more specific is because the more I understand about the context of what you want to do is the better the more accurate I can find an opportunity for you, right? So let's say if you wanted to build community workshops in a specific area, like there are grants for people who are in rural areas versus suburban, or people who are doing things revolving around like gardening. Like there's a lot of grants right now for agriculture, for farming. So what kind of workshops do you want to do? And I'm gonna let everybody answer in the chat what it is that you're doing, what it is you're building, and I'm gonna show you what this looks like. So the opportunity that I have in front of you right now is called Climate Futures. This one is open right now. It closes on June 12th. The reason why I'm showing this is because this is an opportunity that an individual can apply for. You could be an artist, like let's say you're a performing artist, right? You can apply to this opportunity. All you have to do is structure your project to fit whatever the funder's goals is. This grant, by the way, is upwards of $200,000. You know what I'm saying? 200 grand for you to fulfill what it is that you want to do. But the thing about this grant is that it's focused on climate, right? So this one is focused on climate futures and immersive technology. So if you have a project that combines climate, I have to put this bird up because she gonna chirp her. Hold on one second. She is just she hold on one second. She just don't know. Like the moment I start talking, she just like, who we talking to? Because I want to be a part of this conversation. I want to kiki with you, but I'm gonna hop off. I'm like, I'm not gonna be on here super long. So that's why I was like, let me focus on the task at hand. But what I was saying in terms of this one, right? It is a combination of climate and immersive technology. Even if you aren't in any of those two things, think about it. If you're an artist and you can figure out a way to include climate change or environmental sustainability into an immersive project, boom, access to $200,000. It is much easier for you to create a proposal for the grants that you find than it is for you to find a grant that is specific to your proposal. You see what I'm saying? It's much easier. So whenever you see opportunities, figure out a way that you can shape what it is that you're doing to what is available to you, right? Because I've done crazy projects just because I opened my mind to that. Like I would apply to this. I don't even work in climate futures and things like that, but I'm like, yo, can I make like a VR app or something like that of, like, cause my artistry is poetry. So it's like, okay, maybe I can, write poems, and record in VR different environments around the world. And then it'll be a poetic documentary of climate, things, you know what I'm saying? Like just being able to explore in that way. That's how you do it. Okay. What is this called? This is called WinGrants. This is my app. I've been developing this app for 32 days. Fingers crossed. I will have beta access open in the next 2 weeks. If you want to join the waitlist, just go to the link in my bio and it says WinGrants early access. The way that it works is that you just go to, on the actual app, you can just go to the homepage, you just copy and paste whatever grant that you're applying for, you click analyze, and then it will do an entire research on an opportunity. I got to see what happened to that last one. Did it complete? Oh, it did. And it took 7 minutes. I think something happened because it went back, it reverted back to what it was doing before. But let's look at it. Boom. This was the accelerator program that was like taking, forever to pop up. I didn't hear anything about it, or I don't even know anything about this. So this is an accelerator program. The award is up to $15,000. You have to be a US based company. Peer selection changes everything. Let's see what else we have here. They welcome AI and software. Okay, maybe I might have an opportunity here. 2 senior team members must commit full time. Oh, so I don't know if they take solo founders. Federal funding stability. Wait, hold up. The program is funded by Federal Partnership Economic Development. While U.S. based coming from anywhere have been accepted, the explicit geographic target is New England, is North, with ties to this region. Interesting. So it's really people who have ties to this particular region, right? So here's the thing about it, right? There's everything that you need to know about the grant, right? So when you if you find a grant, you put the URL in, it'll do the entire analysis. You get this profile, right? That's just step one. That is just step one for you to understand. Let's say you go through this entire thing and you say to yourself, I actually want to apply to this and I want to have a strategic understanding on how to win, right? And mind you, here is every person who has won in the past. And then it gives you all of the information about each one of those companies that they have selected. And then it'll give you the patterns that run across all of those companies so that you can keep basically keep understanding your alignment to the opportunity. But the best part is that we're going to scroll all the way down because there's so much information that comes here. There's a button here winning strategy for the grant, right? It gives you the top 3 things that you need to do in order for you to stand out. You have to lead with a specific validated forest economy problem. So based on the past winners and program language, the strongest applications connect directly to one of the 5 challenge statement areas and demonstrate either customer discovery or pivot validation. Don't pitch a general solution, pitch a specific problem you've identified and partially solved in the forest industry. Okay, this got something to do with forest. Okay, I ain't got nothing in forest in my world. But what happens is, hypothetically, is that if I was interested in doing this, I could then click this button right here that says generate my grant playbook, right? What this is going to do once I click generate, it is then going to create a strategic positioning specifically for my company, right? Because I'm already logged into this. And it's going to tell me exactly, right? Where's my profile? It'll probably take a minute to be created. So it's going to generate, and then while it's going to literally tell me everything about how I should set myself up for success. While that one generates, I'm going to show you one that's already been done, right? Because this one was for like famous Amos. It'll tell me what to lead with. It'll tell me what to address. It'll tell me the most critical things in my story. Like it will break down T to the T. If anyone out there has said to themselves, "Oh, I don't even know what to put in my application. I don't know, I don't know if I did a good job. I don't know what they're really looking for, or if this is literally the answer." Every piece of data that exists is going to be brought into this to give you the most strategic positioning. Okay. Let me read the comments real quick. Thank you so much on the compliment. I'm glad it was good. All right. So you are a group of people who wants to provide sustainable skills, carpentry, poetry, recycling clothes, people in need, designers for free. You have a lot going on. I'll be honest with you. There's a lot of branches here. Because as soon as you went from carpentry to poetry, I was like, what? How we going? What's going to happen there? Because you probably could have, those are all, the thing is, and the reason why I'm saying there are a lot of branches is because you're not going to find one funder that's going to fund all of those things. More importantly, a funder is going to take you far more seriously when your target is narrow, right? Like if it's like feed the children, there's no question about what it is you do. You feed children. You see what I'm saying? You don't have to educate anybody. And the less you have to educate somebody on the different branches and how they all connect to each other, the better. Like I work with founders all the time where they're like, oh, well, my after school program enhances, their mental health. And then they could also learn how to read. And we make sure that they eat and they can find a place to not deal with violence. And I'm not saying that like a project can't do all those things, but it's far more difficult to measure something with so many branches versus having a very clear impact statement. And of the ones that you listed here, I would focus on anything in sustainability. Sustainability is a big thing right now, right? And that comes across anywhere: environment, eco-friendly. Also, anybody here who's joining that's like fresh here and I have no idea what's happening. Again, my name is Queena. I am creating a product called WinGrants to help people find the funding and win the funding for the opportunities. There are so many places where you can find like a bunch of grants that you can apply for. Like they'll show you grant lists, but nobody teaches you how to win them. Right. So the way the app works is that you just put in the URL of whatever opportunity that you're looking for, and it will do the entire grant research process for you. All right. I'm going to put in another opportunity in here. I think this one is, I have so many grants. Look, I just found another one. This one, environmental. Because there's a ton of bread in environmental because of just the focus on climate right now, especially with the rise in AI. Okay, I'm gonna put this one in here. This one, I don't even know anything about it. It is called the Community Resilience and Environmental Justice Fund, awarding up to $30,000. We're gonna let that run. You know what I mean? All right, cool. You signed up? Bet. Sign up for that early access. I'm like Fingers crossed, because I wanted it to be June 1st, but this process of doing the research is dedicated, right? You got to think, whenever you go to apply for an opportunity, you have to look at the entire application. You have to, look at the things that they've posted, who runs the organization, what is their mission statement. All of that takes a lot of time, and it used to take me hours. And I've now gotten it down to 7 to 8 minutes, but I've gotten this research process down to about 90 seconds. The fact that it's still going through some of the longer search process is a bit beyond me. Oh, okay. I think I had I had an API error. And that's the other part of this, because it's like, I don't know if you ever built anything before, but this is no joke. This is no joke. Building your own app is no joke. Okay. So let's see here. I'm gonna go back to the ones that we have in here. What else do we have? Any one of these open? This one is for nonprofits. I don't know if anybody has a nonprofit in here. But yeah, I'm excited about this. I'm excited. Once I open beta is going to be only open to 25 users. 25 users. Why? Because the product still has bugs. It functions and it works, but it still has bugs, and people are going to use the product in ways that I haven't, which is helpful because you're going to be able to break things and touch things or whatever the case may be. But how it's going to work is that I'm going to open it up like a cohort. So the people who come in, the 25 people who apply and get in to the beta access, we are going to be meeting every single week. If you had questions about grants, if you want to learn about, applications, whatever, not only are you going to have access to the app, but you'll also be able to talk to me every single week, right? Like, my consulting is like $500 an hour. And anybody who does beta for this app, if you help me build, like, if you go in here and break this and move things where, what I'm saying, I'll help you out with whatever it is you got going on too. So if you're trying to be an artist to get your bread, you trying to do this, whatever, I'm gonna do that. Okay, so what usually qualifies a person to stand a chance to win a grant? Grants can just be given to anyone, right? I thought they were supposed to be some sort of portfolio that you can show or something. Well, I mean, the thing about that though is that my first grant, I didn't have a portfolio, right? Because the first grant that you win, it's kind of just, that's your track record is going to look a little bit different. I will say that the more grants that you win is the more grants that you win. It's a bit of a catch-22, because once you start getting funding, you'll get better at getting funding, and it almost guarantees that you'll get more funding. So you got to start rolling on the ball. Okay. And then what qualifies, it depends. So like, let's say for this one, right? This is the Proxys Nonprofit Accelerator. In the insights, my app will tell you exactly what qualifies you to this. It'll even give you a alignment score to your actual profile. So theological affirmation is required. Oh, okay. So this got to be like Christian. This is like religious. That's their requirements, right? Let's see here. Must be Christ followers, must explicitly affirm the Apostles' Creed. Oh, this is okay. Early stage, typically within the first 5 years of operation. And that's just for this particular grant. Every grant is different. All right. Every single one that you apply for is different. They're not all going to be the same. So like, let's say this one is for, this one's Cartier. What are their requirements? Must be a woman. Must hold top leadership position, must be part of the funding team, must own equity equal to or greater than the co-founders. Like, every single opportunity is going to ask you for something different. The way that you stand a chance is by understanding in the deepest way possible what they are looking for, and then speak directly to that. Because Dan, I don't know what you do, but let's say hypothetically you really care about kids, you know what I mean, like helping the youth, like youth development or something. If I'm going to pitch a project to you, I have the best chance of success if I come to you talking about youth development, right? Because that's what you're already into. Let's say you got kids, you got a family, and I walk up to you and be like, Dan, Kids are extremely important to me. They are the future. And I want to build programs that help them thrive and survive. You're more likely to say yes because I now have an understanding about you. That's exactly how grants work. If you find a grant, your only goal is to figure out what do they really want and then determine, can you meet that obligation? If so, now you just have to write a grant application that convinces them of that. That's it. That's literally it. You're just you're finding the best way to articulate whatever it is to them in their language. And then in terms of monetizing the app, it's subscription based. It's monthly. I am still determining the pricing for each of the tiers. But what happens is that everybody on the app is going to have unlimited search, which means that whenever you go to the app, this area right here, you can just drop in whatever whatever grant thing that you're looking for, click analyze. You could search as many grants as you want. You could also browse any of the grants here. So every single time somebody drops in the app, you can browse them and you could search. There's grants, fellowships, pitch competitions, residencies. If you're trying to travel, whatever the case may be, it's all inside of the app. Now, let me look at this one. This one was for the Philadelphia City Fund. Okay, so organization must be led by, in partnership with, or serving people most directly affected by the environmental justice issue being addressed. Based on the description, this fund explicitly prioritized frontline communities experience environmental injustices in Philadelphia. Okay. And then again, here's all the requirements for it. And you have to be a 501c3, faith-based institution, child care center. And these are multiple types. It has to be community-based, must be for a specific project. Because sometimes people will get operating support and then other times you have to be like pitching a specific project, right? So that's how it would look. And then this is a 2-year project grant. All selected grantees receive $30,000 over 2-year grant agreement to fund a specific project addressing one of the 5 priority areas. There's a virtual information session that already happened, but it looks like here's the link for it. Application deadline is on the 4th. They make decisions on the 30th. It'll tell you the themes. It'll tell you what you're allowed to use the grant money for, the restrictions on the grant money, the things in the terms and conditions, the parts that you don't read, the grant term and reporting expectations. So this one has reporting. Fun fact for you. So don't be thinking you about to just get that money and walk off. You ain't about to get that money and walk off. That means that you gotta keep real materials. You have to take photos, videos, documentations about whatever it is you're doing. Okay. In order for this to go. All right. What else we got here? Required tracking of environmental and resilience outcomes. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of reporting with this grant, especially if it's over 2 years. Here's all the past winners. So you could look into any one of these past winners, the years that they won, the name of the project, everything baked in here, and all of the patterns of those winners. I'm gonna have to work on this because there's so much information that I feel like it's overload for most people. Like, I don't think most people are looking at grants like this. I do, but I need to make sure that when I'm the profiles that I create is something that people can digest, right? This is the best part of the entire profile, and it's the winning strategy. And it tells you the top 3 things that you need to do. Demonstrate authentic community leadership, choose one track and go deep, not broad. See, even in this scenario, I don't know, Nurture, where you at? One track, don't go broad. That's true for all of them. And then define a bounded 2-year project with clear outcome metrics, right? So they want to make sure that you got and they even give you examples, right? Applicants must articulate a specific initiative. Example, installing 15 solar arrays, or launching a weekly farmers market, or training 20 youth in green jobs. Like, get specific. And through this profile and you think that you can actually win this, you click generate my playbook, and then it will then give you strategic tips on how to win. Okay. That is how the process works. That is how it works. All right. WinGrants is it's functioning, but there's a lot of bugs and things that I'm still working at because of how much information is coming out on that page. I'm doing a lot of research, and I have to be strategic about what that is, because I don't want somebody to have to read, everything in the whole world in order for them to be able to apply for this. Okay, you have answered my questions. Thank you. I cannot wait for the full rollout and for me to be one of the first 25. Do I simply have to apply and when? So there's two things with that. All right. So number one, anybody on the wait list is going to be eligible, right? So as soon as I have this functioning, because I don't want to start accepting people for early access until I got this to a point that's like solid, which I believe will be in the next week because it's functioning. I just have bugs that happen in random places, but it's fully functioning. And I think it's in a really good place for people to try it, and I want other people to break it. So what I'm going to say is that you just sign up, right? The other part is too, is that early access is going to be paid, right? So you have to pay a subscription in order for you to have early access. Again, I won't know how much that costs, but it does cost to run each one of the grant searches, and you'll have access to the cohort. So you're really paying to be part of my community for 30 days, where we're going to be working on WinGrants and then working on whatever apps that you have going on. And then I'll let anybody on the wait list know how much it's going to be to join the cohort. So you just go over to wingrants.io, or you can go to the link in my bio and sign up. Thank you, Ava. How are you? Yeah, thank you. I appreciate you. Just go there and sign up because WinGrants is going to be available very soon. And I'm hoping like once beta access happens, I'll be able to fix all the bugs that are in there, get it functioning and working so that the general population can get access to it. And it's gonna make a world of a difference. The product that I'm building is going to help so many people win grants. Like right now, there's no platform that does what this does. You're going to find places where you can find grant lists and they'll tell you like, hey, there's 100 grants that you can apply to in June, but nobody shows you how to win them. You're on your own. You just be on your own after that. And it's just not fair because there's levels. One, if you're competing against somebody like me, that's just a rough scenario for you. That's just a rough scenario for you. I ain't gonna hold you, my guy. But like it's gonna be a thing now, and I have to be strategic because I feel like once this product comes out, the funders, like the foundations, those big like philanthropists, I feel like they're gonna say something about this. And the reason is because I'm working now with venture cap, like with some venture firms to try to get like a pilot for the program. And I'm reading these people. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm reading them in a way that I think is going to cause, like I have to be prepared for the friction. Because I feel like there are going to be some people who's like, this isn't fair. You know what I mean? Like it's not fair that this does that, that this is going to be like, people who use this product, they're going to look at you like you cheating. You're going to be so good. You're going to be so good at what you doing that they're gonna look at like, nah, you cheated. It's not fair. That's not fair. Everybody else here on the line, and you right there, you all the way, you in the distance, you a dot in the distance. Everybody else on the starting line, you a dot in the distance. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be unfair. It's gonna be unfair. And to be honest with you, the only people who's gonna get that advantage are the people who follow me. You're new to my page? Hi. Pleasure. Yeah, welcome in. Welcome in. Great to have you, And don't feel too crazy about it. Don't feel too weird about that. Everyone's new here. Everyone's new here. With your experience with grants, how often do grants pivot towards Africa? I wouldn't say pivot. There are a lot of grants in Africa. I don't necessarily, what's crazy? Shout out to all the people who follow me from all across the world. So I live in Philly, right? And all the people who, I got music grants. Hold up. I'm about to pull one up right now. I actually just saw one earlier. That's what I'm talking about. You got to ask and ye shall receive. Hold up. Let me see if I can find, and what kind of, you got to talk to me. Are you a producer? Are you a songwriter? And then how many years have you been doing it? Answer that in one response. And I'm going to see if I got a grant for you. Damn, what was I saying before that? Oh, Africa. I have so many followers from all around the world, and I have had people reach out to me. They're like, "Yo, international, what's up?" The thing is like I'm searching for opportunities in the US, not specifically, but I mean like because I'm searching .coms or like in this country, I don't see a lot of opportunities in Africa. But here is what I will say. There is a something I want you to follow. It's called Opportunities for Youth. It doesn't matter if you're a youth or not, but they have grants all across the globe. All across the globe. I'm about to pull them up right now, and I want you to follow them. I can't really put them in the chat. Can I? Can I search this? Okay, hold up. Opportunities. This one. Okay, hold up. I'm gonna share and then window. Boom. This is it. This is what it's called. I want you to go onto this one and find it. Opportunities for Youth. Opportunities for Youth. I'm saying to follow this page because one, it's not just for youth, and then two, they put up global opportunities. Right. So like some of these are Africa, you know what I mean? Or some of these are which one is this? This one is where you gotta be in this one. I don't know what country this is. Oh, this is just global. Okay. Is this? Yep, there we go. Here we go. This is one $50,000 for forest and landscape restoration projects in Africa. Right. So this is called Opportunities for Youth. Okay. Don't worry about the youth part, but you can follow them, and they post opportunities like this one was an hour ago. You know, this is an hour. They posted all of these today. So they post multiple different opportunities every day. So Opportunities for Youth. And that's for anybody in here, by the way. You know, anybody in here. Yeah, Opportunities for Youth. Let's see here. Oh, are those goat emojis? Thank you. Anyone is in community make music, I would love to donate for free promo posts on my outlets. Word? Hold up. We might have to. I'm gonna DM you. Because if we can collab on a post, if we can collab on a post, I'll do it. Because that's where you're gonna get the traction. Like if I collab on a post, you'll easily get like 300-400 people like who hit that DM, and it got to be the first four, first come first serve. You know. So all right, let me look at that music, and then I'm also going London, UK. Same thing. Opportunities for Youth is all around the world. Any grants for niche performance artists? I'm a musician and experimental architect. Should I take note that you spelled I like eyeball, or is that okay? I'm gonna do the music one, and then you tell me what niche performance artist is, because I don't know. There's a grant for everything. Anybody who looks at me and be like, "Is there a grant for?" There's a grant for everything. It's not a question about whether or not there are grants. You know what I mean? It's more about a question of how open-minded are you to the ones that are available. Because if I show you a grant for climate change and you're like, okay, I'm a performance artist, you're going to look at it and be like, oh, I don't qualify. But in my world, I'd be like, all right, well, how can I be a performance artist and then incorporate climate change, and then I'm going to get $75,000? That's what I teach people how to do. I teach people how to open their mind to the opportunities that are available. Because if you just think about like, I need this, it is going, you're limiting yourself from the infinite set of possibilities that the world has for you. Do not limit yourself, please. From my core, if you leave this live with nothing else, do not limit yourself. Because I have done things. I've traveled the world because I did not limit what I thought. Like, okay, well, I'm a poet, so I'm not, I'm gonna go to open mics and I'm gonna do no, because I got contracts with the US government. That wasn't a thing where I put together poetry and government. Like, what? That is, the government wouldn't want to do. No, do not limit yourself. Okay. That's what I teach people. All right, let me look at this. All right, you have 20 years of experience in music, songwriter, sound designer, and you make music tech. Okay. Tell you what, let me see what I got here for you. I'm gonna see if I can pull up a music grant. All right. And you're gonna be my last one because I'm past my bedtime. I don't know what time zone y'all in. I don't know what time zone y'all in. I'm tired. Also, I don't want to say your name wrong. I don't know if it's So or Sue. State. Where do you live? You don't have to be super specific if you don't feel comfortable, but just give me like a state. Because that matters. All of that matters. When people be like, oh, are there grants for this particular, even if you're saying like there's grants for this artist, it depends. There may not be a grant for that niche artist, but let's say you live in Cleveland and they have artist grants for Cleveland artists. Then I'm gonna be like, well, they're not looking for like, they may not be saying niche performance artists, but I'm like, are you from Cleveland? Here you go. Apply to that. You know what I'm saying? Apply, the thing about it is, don't even worry about rejection because that is the game. That is the game. The key to grants is applying. The more you apply, the more you win. It is inevitable. That is the statistics. All right. The more you apply, the more you win. All right. It's 4:13. Lord have mercy, man. Go on to bed now. What? Yeah, just scroll out. Jesus. Lord have mercy. 4 in the morning. Tree? Go to bed. What are you? Go to bed. Why are you in here with me? Go to sleep. It is bedtime. Okay, let me go back to this grant search so I can do what I said I was going to do and go and take me a nap because y'all wilding. What y'all got insomnia? Your dreams keep you up at night. That's what's happening. That's what's happening. Your dreams is keeping you up at night. That's what it is. The energy you got to succeed is just keeping your eyes open. I know the feeling. Okay, so let's see here. Sue, let me know. Is Sue still in here? SEAUX9. Are you still in here? Let me know. Because I think there was I feel like there was because it was the other one for music artists. And it was the one for wait, where did I see that at? Because it was people who were 5 years. I'm trying to think where I saw it at. Oh, look at this. $1,000 grant for people who want to start a business. Apply for this $1,000 business freedom grant. Help everyday people start businesses and get funded. $1,000. Bet you any amount of. There's only a few questions. You got to pay for it. I don't apply for nothing. I got to pay for. Let me see it. Let me see the application. Is there? Okay. Describe your business. Who does it help? If selected, what's one concrete step? Boom. That's like 4 questions. 4 questions in this app. $1,000 grant. I'm gonna promote this one on my on my channel on my page tomorrow. But let me go back to the music because I know I saw there's a prize for music sound design. I don't know if it specifically names what you were looking for, but I wanted to pull it up to look at it, but I just don't know. See, this is also, by the way, what I'm looking at right now is something called Grants for Creators. They are an awesome platform that have a bunch of different opportunities for creators. But see, here's the thing. This is how it looks. These are grant lists, right? I pay for this, by the way, right? What I'm showing you right now, I pay for this. I pay a subscription monthly. I pay $15 a month for access to this. And I also have something called Capital Club. I also pay $15 for that. So I pay about $30, $40 a month just to have access to these grant lists. But the thing about the grant list is that 90% of the stuff I don't qualify for, right? So like, as an example, they'll say that there's $2 million of funding inside of this grant list, but this one is for Sacramento region startups. Again, I'm in Philly. That ain't gonna do nothing for me. You know what I mean? It's not gonna do nothing for me. Like uh blue collar business, nothing for me. Chicago nonprofits, nothing for me. So it's like you could be paying for these lists, hoping that you get one or two opportunities that you can apply to a month. So the grants that I'm showing you right now is actually on grants for creators. It's a Substack. I pay for this. This is a Substack page. But the way WinGrants is going to be its own database. So WinGrants is going to have funding in there, right? Let me show you what WinGrants looks like. So WinGrants has funding already in the app, right? So all these opportunities exist. And the way that WinGrants works is that once you have your profile set up on the app, it will automatically show you opportunities that you apply, like that you are in alignment for. So you're not gonna have to go through a bunch of different opportunities. You're not gonna have to, it will literally show you. Oh, is it not gonna? I gotta share the right screen. There we go. It will literally show you, right? So it'll be here, and then it'll also show you alignment, right? So any of the ones that you are actually aligned for, you'll be able to see those, create playbooks for them, make your reports, and set yourself up for success. Right. So that's what it is. In my app, there's going to be, right now there's 15, simply because I just got the thing running. But within the next week, there will likely be to 200 to 300 different opportunities in there. But again, you're not going to be eligible for all of them. And what it is, it'll just show you what it is. They have film grants too. I said this earlier. There's a grant for everything. There's a grant for everything. So anybody who's just like, yo, is there a grant? You'd be surprised, man. There are grants for, circus acts who are left-handed. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not a question about whether or not there's a grant. The real question is whether or not you're going to open yourself up to the opportunity. That's the difference, okay? So, but here's what I will say on film. You're going to be my last person, even though I just said that about the last person. There is I'm going to show you a film grant right now. Because I'm going to help you out. Are you doing like documentary? Are you doing, because that's the thing too. People would be like, yo, are there artist grants? Yes, but like I have to ask you another 15 questions in order for me to understand what it is. You know what I mean? Like, what kind of artist? Are you a dancer? Are you a filmmaker? And then they'll look at me and they'll be like, oh, I'm actually like I make jewelry. I'm like, all right, that's specific. You have to be very specific, right? And even if there is a film grant, right, then it's also, let's say if you want to do film, right? You say you want to do a thriller narrative. I don't know what that means. But like, let's say you want your thriller narrative. Your question, now I'm going to ask you a question of like, all right, well, are there any themes in there? Like, are you talking about mental health? Are you talking about, BIPOC or indigenous people or women or neurodivergence? Why? Because you may not find a film grant, but you could find a grant that supports projects that build awareness on that thing. And then you could then pitch this like thriller narrative to people who support that particular identity that you are displaying in the project. That's what I mean about getting specific. That's what I teach people how to do. All right. I promise you, I've won dozens of opportunities. It is much easier for you to think like that and find success than it is for you to be narrow in what it is you're looking for. Okay. I'm glad I inspired you. Yay. Getting the grants, it's awesome. When do I usually go live? I don't know. That's a great question. Monique, what's up? See, Monique be in my live all the time. You know what I'm saying? What's up with you? You know what I'm saying? At this point, I'm gonna say the same thing over and over again, Monique. So I just appreciate you popping in here. Cause like I've tried to tell everybody else, I'm like, yo, it's easier for you to, because posters be like, hey, yo, is there artist grants? Are there thriller grants? Are there grant? I'm like, there's a grant for everything. That's not the question. Isn't whether or not it exists. The question is how adaptable are you going to be to the opportunities in front of you? You got a thriller narrative. If you threw some climate justice in there and made it an immersive video, I got a $75,000 grant that you can apply to right now. You know what I'm saying? If it was, that's what I mean. Out of touch. Oh, I haven't been on live. This is the first time I've been on live since probably since the last time you saw me. Because I've been building the app. I've been building WinGrants. It's functioning. It's up. It's you know what I mean? It's still got a little bugs. I'm working on it. But the app right now, and I got, you know what? Dang, why Monique, you done had to pop in here. Now I gotta show you the app. I'm supposed to be going to bed. I was supposed to be going to bed. Now here you go, just popping up on me. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, I want to show you my progress. I want to show you my progress. So this is the app. It's crazy. It is functioning. You know what I'm saying? I'm building this thing. I built it myself. When I tell you I built it myself, like, I mean, I code. I didn't even know. I learned how to build this in order to build it. You see what I'm saying? Like the way there's some day, like I've had to take days off of doing this because I'm like, oh, this is insane. I can't. My mind, I wanted to give up so many times. I still do because I'm just like, why am I doing all this? But yeah. So let peep how it functions. All right. So once you put in the URL for an opportunity, right? You could just scan the opportunity. I think I put in the AG one or whatever because I've done this one a few times. So I'm gonna just you drop the URL in, and then so you can sign up for the waitlist right now. It is at the link in my bio. It says WinGrants Early Access. WinGrants Early Access. You could sign up for the waitlist, and in the next 2 weeks or so, I'm gonna send out an email. Once this gets to a point where I'm like confident that it could do what it needs to do, I'm gonna send out an email, and I'm only accepting 25 people for access to the app. All right, only 25 people right now. The wait list is 356. Okay, so I'm only accepting 25 people, and we're gonna be together for 30 days. And we can work on anything, right? So we're going to be together 30 days. If you have a small business and you are looking for funding for your business, if you have a nonprofit, if you have a project you want to get funded, or you're applying for a grant or opportunity, I'm going to work with you for 30 days, and we will go through everything: research, strategy, help writing your applications. We'll have calls once a week. You know what I mean? What's up? What up, Jetpack? Okay, so Monique, back to this, right? This how it works is that you just drop in the URL of the opportunity. It does the entire research process for you. You already see it, right? Fully functioning. All right. I don't remember either, and I don't even look at that list. It gives me anxiety. Like that list gives me anxiety. In fact, every time that I wanted to quit in the process of making this, I'm thinking to myself, because like people would hit me and be like, "Hey, weren't you making an app?" And I'm like, you ever like, because I said it online, I'm held accountable. You know what I mean? In a way where it's like there are hundreds of people who are like, "Hey, you said you were building something and I want it." And I'm like, I got you. I just needed to cry for a little bit, you know what I mean, to get this thing to work and function. But peep, like, it shows you all the past winners, right? Gives you all the background on the winners. And of course, you could just like, bounce through all of the information, like the eligibility, it tells you if you're eligible, and then the strategy on how to win. So for this specific one, lead with community first, do the justification and a collaboration signal. So in order for you to win, these are the things that we would suggest. Now, if you want to get a deeper analysis, you just click on generate my grant playbook, and it will then make a strategy positioning playbook specifically for you. So everything in your founder profile, it takes your entire story, it searches up you on the internet, and it explains how you could set yourself apart. It'll show you in detail how to set yourself apart. So I love it, but I just think that right now I have to figure out a few of the bugs in the research process to make sure that I can get consistent results. And the other part is too, there is so much data. Look at all this. Look at all this. The average person don't be looking at grants the way I look at grants. I had to be honest with myself because this right here is surgical precision. Look at this. This is surgical. I'm still scrolling. My finger is still on the wheel. You know what I'm saying? Like this is a lot. It's a lot, right? And I think that's good, but it's not. It's the information is only as effective as how much you can actually digest. It's only as effective as the amount that you can absorb and use, and that's what's important. I don't want people to go down a rabbit hole. I want people to get the understanding that they need. So if you are interested in being one of the 25, I'll say this: the 25 is going to be in a cohort, right? You are going to be working with me for 30 days. We'll have live calls once a week. We'll go over your grant applications. We'll go over your research. Yes, I'm gonna put this on my video. Not on my video, on my Instagram. Yeah, I'm gonna put this on my Instagram. I'm gonna leave this live on my Instagram for people to check it out. The beta access is not free. It will be paid. I do not know how much it'll be, but anybody on the wait list will get an email and it'll let you know how much it'll cost to get the beta access. What I will say is that beta access is going to be significantly cheaper than whatever I price the actual product at, mainly because you're going to be helping me build it. And then along with that is that you're going to get direct access to me. So if you got some kind of grant application going on, make sure you gear it up because it's going to be a great time. I'm gonna help you out all the way through. We're gonna research it. We're gonna figure it out. And if you're just trying to figure out how on earth I can fund my dream and you just want to learn more information, these lives, we'll be having them once a week. And then I'll be able to talk to you directly. All right. So I appreciate everybody who did hop onto this live. I'm going to save it on my Instagram to make sure that everybody can check it out and learn more about it. So again, if you want to get early access to WinGrants, just go to the link in my bio. It says WinGrants early access. When you get to the website, just claim and then put in your information. And I will send out an email within the next 2 weeks. Fingers crossed, because that's how long I'm anticipating that I'll be able to finish this. As soon as I finish this, John, I'm immediately going to start putting out content so that people can start using it and breaking it and telling me how it works and all this kind of thing. So I really appreciate every one of you who hopped into the live. Thank you for anybody who is on YouTube, the folks over on Twitch. I appreciate you wholeheartedly. I want you to have a great rest of your evening. And for the folks who are up at 3-4 o'clock in the morning, go to sleep. It's bedtime now. Good night, everyone.